Gino Palazzolo pulled the plug on his relationship with Natalie after getting brutally insulted by her daughter, Bella, on 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life. He seems not ready to let it slide and keeps begging her to give him a chance. Instead, the TLC star decided to friendzone his girlfriend and move on. Gino was trying too hard to get on Natalie's good book on the ongoing season. He reconnected with her and tried to win her trust back. The reality TV stars wanted a fresh start after the way things ended on Happily Ever After. However, Natalie's daughter didn't really forget everything Gino put her through the last time. She trolled him for being a spineless loser for not having the courage to stand up for her mom. Gino Palazzolo was proud of himself for regaining Natalie's trust on 90 Day Fiancé. He was celebrating the huge win and wished to put his best foot forward. However, the TLC star wasn't aware of the next challenge. Natalie wanted her daughter, Bella, to approve her relationship with Gino before moving forward. He hoped the two would get along and build a good bond. The reality TV star was in disbelief when Bella shared her honest thoughts about her choice. Bella knocked some sense into her mom and asked why she was trusting him again. She called Gino a troll and a spineless loser on speaker. Hence, Natalie decided to spend the night with her daughter instead of her boyfriend and left him at the hotel. But Gino got upset with Natalie for not standing up for him and choosing her daughter over him. Gino Palazzolo wasn't happy with Natalie for choosing her daughter over him. He felt she should have told Bella that he stood for her during the clash with Jasmine. The 90 Day Fiancé star believed the truth might have helped improve their bond. Gino also shared his disappointment when Natalie left him alone at the hotel he had booked for them. Recently, he broke up with her on a video chat and decided to stay friends. Natalie expressed how she cannot ignore Bella's feelings and shared her concerns. Hence, Gino felt their relationship wouldn't work out because of what her daughter feels about him. He called her a very good friend with a kind heart before ending their relationship. The TLC star stated, "I feel like you and I make very good friends and we could be very good friends together." As per Access Hollywood, Natalie inquired if Gino was breaking up with her. Gino confirmed that he doesn't feel they could remain boyfriend and girlfriend. He confessed to the cameras how much he wanted her to be a part of her family. The 90 Day Fiancé star was even okay with not having his own kids if she agreed to be with him. Natalie maturely accepted the rejection and didn't want to force things with Gino, but she felt he wasn't ready to put in the work to get along with Bella. The 90 Day Fiancé fandom is well aware of the dysfunctional dynamics in Gino and Natalie's relationship. Their connection had crashed on rocky shores before. Needless to say, their bond has been through a tumultuous ride of ups and downs. However, the two are trying to overcome just that. Before, Gino's spineless behavior had greatly affected Natalie's psyche. He put her in a very negative situation and did not even stand up for her, as a man should. Therefore, she was wary of him when he came to Washington to start over. However, their journey so far has been marked by a fair share of challenges, including Natalie's daughter Bella's resistance to their relationship. The fandom has now additionally reacted very strongly to Gino getting upset at the situation. 90 Day Fiancé star Gino has a poor track record with his relationships. Natalie's daughter, Bella, is well aware of that fact. Therefore, she is not a fan of her mother trying to get back together with Gino. Moreover, she does not believe that Gino is the right man for her. After what had transpired between them in the past, Bella is still wary of him. However, Natalie still wanted her daughter to give Gino a chance. To abide by her mother's wishes, she put together a dinner for 3 of them and Natalie's brother. A recent clip from the show featured a surprising occurrence following that. Natalie's brother was at the venue alongside Natalie and Gino. However, Bella skipped the dinner, making her stance clear. In a recent 90 Day Fiancé episode from The Single Life, Natalie called her daughter, Bella, to ask about her absence at the aforementioned dinner. Bella had subsequently called Gino a number of bad names and refused to give him a chance. Natalie was understandably upset. Much to her and the whole fandom's shock, Gino shamelessly asked her to spend the night. She, of course, did not because her daughter needed her more. However, Gino did not like her decision. Natalie leaving him at the hotel to go to her daughter upset him. Following Gino's diabolical move, the fandom has rallied behind Natalie and slammed him. They called out the spineless loser and slammed him for his disrespectful demand. They also think that it is good that he never became a father. Moreover, they pointed out, after how Gino treated Natalie and failed her in the past, Bella's madness was valid. Instead of understanding that he was upset at Natalie for choosing her own daughter, he showed tantrums. Therefore, they called him selfish. I would hate to think how that selfishness and inability to own up to wrongdoings would have translated to Gino's own parenting, another fan pointed out. He's incredibly selfish, delusional, and completely misunderstands deep parent-child bonds, another fan agreed. Other fans also pointed out numerous shortcomings of the reality TV star who stands by the fan theories. Thus, Reddit is overflowing with fans criticizing Gino for his actions. In the latest episode, Sophie goes on a sizzling date with her new man, Brian. The 90-day fiancé star is excited for the date, as Brian is as cute as his photos. They share an incredible physical attraction for each other. But no matter how hot their feelings are for each other, Sophie misses Pedro after the date. Sophie and Pedro started seeing each other at the beginning of the season. However, after one outing with Pedro's family, she didn't want to pursue a man with a toxic family. She thought she was done with Pedro, but after her date with Brian, she started thinking about Pedro. What made her think about Pedro? Keep reading for the full scoop. Sophie and Pedro are facing issues on 90-day fiancé. Even after trying to fix things, Sophie says she is still single. She makes it clear there are no labels, no promises, and no strings between them. Because of this, she feels free to explore other options. When Pedro asks about her plans for the night, Sophie tells him she is meeting another guy she has been talking to. Pedro feels shocked and hurt. He sees it as a date, but Sophie says it is just a casual meetup. Sophie stands firm on her choice. She reminds Pedro again that they are not exclusive. She says she can meet others if she wants. Still, she is open to spending time with Pedro as well. This mix of signals confuses him. After the way Pedro's family behaved, fans think Sophie should explore her options before committing to Pedro. Sophie likes her peace of mind, and she knows Pedro's family won't be peaceful if she gets with him. In the latest episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Sophie goes on a date with a hunky man, Brian. The two are attracted to each other as they share a sizzling kiss on the first date. Brian likes Sophie's curves and the way she dresses. He even compliments her beautiful eyes. Sophie also finds Brian incredibly cute. His words and actions leave Sophie blushing and giggling. However, even with all the physical chemistry, she cannot help but think of Pedro. Sophie realizes she misses Pedro. She states that her conversation with Brian did not flow naturally. She also does not feel any connection besides a physical one. Sophie admits that she misses Pedro after the date. The 90-day fiancé star bids her date goodbye. In the confessional, she hopes Pedro took his time to calm down and see that her going on a date isn't as bad as he thinks. Previously, Pedro learned of Sophie's plan to meet Brian casually and became angry. He even stormed off, claiming he was done with her. Obviously, he is mad at her for looking at other options. But now that Sophie misses him, does Pedro miss her as well? Will he come and talk to Sophie to patch things up? In the latest episode of 90-Day Fiancé, The Single Life, Sophie went on a date with her new man. She said he's as cute as his photos. The date went incredibly well, and their physical attraction was evident. After taking a break from Pedro, Sophie's romantic life seems to be going well with a new hot man. Sophie appears alongside Pedro on The Single Life. However, the way Pedro's mother and sister made her feel small, she could not go along with Pedro any longer. Soon, she found a new flame and went on a date with him. So, who is Sophie's new man? How did her date go with him? Keep reading for the full scoop. 90-Day Fiancé's Sophie is enjoying her time in the Dominican Republic on The Single Life Season 5. During the trip, she meets a new Dominican man and shows interest in him. She later brings him up while talking to Julia and Liz. Not long after, Pedro meets Sophie to talk about their future. He admits he misses her and wants to know if she feels the same. Sophie makes it clear she wants peace in her life. She says she does not want drama, especially with his family. Pedro tries to explain that past issues were just misunderstandings. Sophie then chooses to be honest. She tells Pedro she has been spending time with someone new, but says it is nothing serious. She insists they're just hanging out. Pedro does not like this at all. He says it sounds like a date, not something casual. The mood quickly turns tense between them. In the end, Pedro gets upset and walks out of the restaurant, saying Sophie doesn't care about his feelings. In the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Sophie meets a cute man with whom she goes on a date. Sophie's new man is called Brian, and he is 24 years old. Their date works well, as they are physically attracted to each other. Sophie also mentions in the confessional that Brian isn't a catfish and looks as cute as he does in his photos. Brian also likes Sophie's physique and how she dresses. Their attraction to each other is predominantly physical. Sophie's new man, Brian, also rizzes her up during the date. After a successful date with Pedro that involved his family, Sophie welcomes a more sizzling date. He compliments her eyes. Brian also asks her permission to kiss her, and she obliges. The two share a hot kiss while on the date. The kiss makes her blush and giggle, and Brian says this was what he had hoped would happen. Sophie seems to be having a nice time on the date. It is nice to see her move past Pedro and explore her other options. Even though she liked Pedro a lot, she was vocal about not tolerating any disrespect from her overindulgent family members. Now, she has a new man who worships her. 90 Day Fiancé star Elise attempted to get on Rob after hearing he and Emma had started an affair. Emma's hookup with him is now big news after her twin sister Izzy opened her mouth to expose Emma's top secrets. Before the 90 Days tell-all, the cast witnessed Emma like never before. From her past with Muhammad to Jamal, everything is now halfway to being crystal clear to the public. Izzy didn't mince her words when she said she was sure Emma never loved Ziad. Emma was after him just for the sake of the show, not for a long-term relationship. It seems Ziad understood Emma's intention, so he dumped her on her Morocco trip itself. Why did Elise want to hook up with Rob when he was seeing Emma? Ziad appeared on the 90 Day Fiancé tell-all via a virtual call. He triggered Elise with his annoying question. He asked her gender, wanting her to clarify whether she was a woman. This question came at the wrong time, as Elise wasn't talking to Ziad. His first comment was for Rick's fatherhood, but the second one was thrown at Elise. As Elise didn't reply to Ziad, he repeated his question. Her boyfriend Joshua, who was also on a video call at the tell-all, told Ziad to slow down. Emma's ex-comment made the cast react, with one calling him a jerk. Emma stood up for Elise against Ziad for disrespecting her. But his reaction was very rage-baiting, hinting at his possible tendency to pull others' legs. Emma and Rob are now the most talked-about new couple the 90 Day Fiancé franchise has ever seen. Their pairing was unexpected, but not so much that the fandom couldn't anticipate it. He has admitted that he has indeed hooked up with Emma before she debuted on Before the 90 Days with Ziad. Emma and Rob met on a dating app after he swiped right on her, and they had an intimate moment. Elise attended a Christmas party last December, where she tried to set Rob up with a hookup, but he refused on her face. Before the event, Elise knew Rob and Emma were into each other. Yet, Elise chose to disturb Rob, taking Emma's absence from that night as her chance to lure him to bed. He recalled that Elise was trying her level best to get friendly with him, but he turned it down the next second. They only texted that night till 3 a.m. So, they never really hooked up, even though she sparked drama about it at the tell-all. Elise offered herself to Rob while she was with Joshua. Rob stated she didn't care about Emma. She wouldn't have brought it up at tell-all. Alexa Pomegranate, the 90 Day blogger, shared Rob's side of the story, regardless of what Elise claimed.